Chief Lamashawuya Pansewulana, also known as Prince Ayoko, sending my peaceful and warmly greeting to you all, wherever you are in the world. How are you doing? And how is our families at your side doing? How is your weekends going? And how is everything going with you? All right, so tonight I'm with my father. I call him my American father, but then automatically he's my Ghanaian father. But this is just something to make you understand. I'm with him tonight. You saw him on my previous video when he was farming around his backyard, and when he was just doing the farming around his land, that is around his house. A lot of you were very inspired. A lot of you were very happy to see him at this age working hard around his premises, just feeling so good and living his best life. But then the most important thing is that whatever I have to share has to come from Baba Hodari. So I did not hide this live stream with him. I told him that I'm going to ask him a lot of questions, because most of the questions that I'm going to ask him would be based on his perspective as someone who has ever lived in the US, as someone who has traveled so many parts in the world. And my questions will also be based on his wisdom and knowledge. So today we are sitting in the front of the elder. It is said in our local language, that is from the Dagbani language, that Biun Muvyara Wunen Sam de Pyamdware. This proverb literally means that a child whose hands is clean dines with the elders. Biun Muvyara Wunen Sam de Pyamdware. It literally means that a child whose hands is clean dines with the elders. That is, to translate this or to explain this proverb with you, I will say that, you know, a child, like I'm a child in front of Baba Hodari. I'm a child, even though I'm a chief, but upon all my titles and everything, when I sit in his front, I become a child, because he has been into this world several years before I come. Whatever he has experienced in life, I've never experienced it. Whatever he has in mind, I've never had that. So this is why it is said that a child whose hands is clean dines with the elders. Baba Hodari is here, but first of all, before I continue with the conversation, I would like each and every one of you to please listen to what he has for you. Whatever advice he has for you, whatever he has to share with you, whatever he has to share with you as in general, based on his traveling, based on the experiences that he had in life, and based on everything, I would like him to share that with you and for you to take it from there, so that, you know, the future generation can learn from him. You can learn from him, your families, your friends, and everybody who is watching can learn. But then Baba Hodari is gonna send you his greetings. So Baba Hodari, yeah, the door is open for you to send your greetings to each and everyone who is watching now.
So greetings to all out there. As you said, my name is Hodari Kamal Omari, commonly called Baba Hodari. And it is my pleasure to have this opportunity to speak tonight. I have over 80 years of life experience. It would take another 80 years to explain it all, so we just hitting highlights tonight.
All right. So thank you so much for the greetings. Yes. And at least with just what you just shared, is just the wisdom that you just shared. Baba Hodari, I'm gonna be frankly, with you.
Yes, brother, please.
Yes, you know what? This is how we learn from the elderly people, especially with just what you said. You said you've had over 80 years experience in life. And you said that if you're gonna take your time to explain it, that will take another 80 years or over 80 years to experience it. Someone who is smart can understand this, but someone who is not smart cannot understand it. But then, like with regards to the elderly people, you are an elderly person, and I'm from this younger generation. So whatever you share with me, as long as I'm wise and I'm being raised up by people like you, I can easily understand what you mean. But to those, sorry to say, I'm not sorry to you, but to the listeners, to those who did not get this kind of upbringing, they might take this like an insult, but it's not an insult. It's different. There's a difference between the way our parents raised us.
Oh, yes.
There are some children, they were not raised by both parents, both their mothers and their fathers. Maybe they were raised in a different society, in a different way or whatever. But then, like me, for instance, like when I was born, my mom was there, my father was there, they were both raising me up and taking care of me, teaching me and doing, all kind of things that will make me grow to be a very important person in the future, who can be able to do what? Share what they taught me.
Yes.
And they were not the only people who raised me up.
No. I always say that we are all a product of our environment. And that includes your parents, the area you live, the community, the society that you live in. So all that goes into the making of a person,
That's good. Okay, so Baba Hodari, I've not even started my questions yet. This is just the genesis.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah, this is just the genesis. So I'm gonna ask you my first question, because I don't want us to keep talking and talking whilst the time is going. When I came here and met you, I was very, very surprised that you are here in Ghana, living your best life, having your home, having foodstuffs around your home that you personally planted, and just having your garden that you get your food from, and above all, coming all the way from the US, that is from the United States of America, to live here at this your age. What brought you here? What came to your mind before you came here? What was on your mind?
Well, I'm going back to something that most people don't understand. My life is being led by a spirit, and that is the spirit of the universe and the spirit of the ancestors. I don't really make decisions on my own. I'm given direction. I always tell you, if you can align yourself with the spirit of the universe and with the ancestor spirit, you never have to worry about what to do, where to go, and how to act. That's all provided for you. The information is given to you. And that's the ancestors sent me here. And my life, here I'm on a mission. To give you an instance, I did not come here with the idea of building, having this house and stuff here. That was never part of my plan. I was really thinking that I would just come and rent a place, and so the ancestors moved me here. So this is where I need to be and what I need to be doing. So I don't, I tell people I don't make decisions. Decisions are made for me. And that makes life much easier.
That is a very solid answer. And thank you so much for that answer. I think as humans, in any way that we go in life, in every path that we go, we used to travel in life, or in any way that we decide in life, it has to come within ourselves and our spirit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if you want to do this and your spirit don't tell you to do this, or let's say to do that, you see, you end up being on a path that you think you wouldn't like to be.
Oh yeah.
And this is just another way of living.
Oh yeah.
Better
way of living.
Yeah, it's a better way of living. But then, where were you born in the U.S.?
I was born in it's called South Carolina, one of the states, southern states of the U.S. And I was born there, raised up in North Carolina, which is another southern state. And I spent, prior to leaving the U.S. in 2010, I lived in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. In 2010, I moved to Belize, Central America. And that is where I lived until I moved here about a year and a half ago.
Wow, that's good. So how many countries did you travel in the world, quite apart from America?
Heaven only knows, brother. I've been to quite a few. While I was in Central America, I traveled to all the countries in Central America and the region around it. I traveled to quite a few of the island nations, Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Virgin Islands, and different places. I traveled the Pacific, Japan, and this is during my military days during the 60s.
I never know you are an old soldier.
Well, I was in the U.S. Air Force.
Really?
Doing
I just got to know that.
64 to 68, yeah. I did a lot of traveling there. So.
That was which year? That was which year?
1964 to 1968.
1964 to 1968.
4 years of military service.
Well, I'll have to remove my hat and salute you.
Yes, indeed.
Baba Hodari, you are my mentor.
And that was very educational thing, because I've always loved traveling. One reason I volunteered for it, because I love traveling, I love learning and traveling, meeting new people, learning new things, and I learned a lot during those times, both in terms of people, in terms of developing skills, and just all around.
Whew. Wow. All right, so let me get to the comment section. Maybe people might like to ask you questions in the course of my asking you questions. And some people might get to know you.
Oh, yeah.
Or just identify you on this live stream. Yeah. So, first of all, we have Sister Love to Travel with Wave. She's from the U.S. Virgin Islands, from the United States Virgin Islands, but she currently lives in the U.S. So blessed love to you, our sister Love to Travel with Wave. You see her name, right? And then we have Sister Joyce Bivens. She says, how are those at your side? Hello, I see your dad sitting at your side. Yeah, she's also in the Caribbean, but at some point she will remind me about where she's from. She said, hello, our father from America. Yeah. And then Sister Synovia Riley, she said, a special welcome to our personal guest. So she's welcoming you. She's originally from the Caribbean, that is Jamaica. Yeah. So
I visited Jamaica twice.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good. That's good. And then Robin Dixon said, greetings. So these are the people who are on the comment section so far, but we have 13 people watching.
Okay.
Yeah. So Baba Hodari, as a matter of fact, when I came to you, saw you, and we started to mingle together, when I saw you working, with that kind of energy. I was like, well, with all these lands that you got here and no one helping you, you are able to clean your compound, you are able to do your farm works at this your age.
Oh yeah.
You are able to do all what you want to do here without anyone supporting you. How did you get this energy? Is it because you are a veteran, like you work in the military, or like how? Like I'm just so surprised.
It goes back to my previous statement. We live in a universe of energy, and you have to understand and know how to open yourself to it. You by your diet, eating the proper food. Like as I told you, I don't eat meats. I don't do dairy products. Many years ago, I decided when I was sick back in 1980, or 42 years ago, I made a decision that I will heal myself and never be sick again. We don't have to be sick. All the sickness in it is all man's doing. So in doing that, just making the decision to do something is one thing. The actual doing of it is something else. So I changed my diet, changed my lifestyle and everything. And from 1980 until this day, 2022.
I wasn't there in 1980.
I have not been sick.
Wow.
And when I say not sick, I have not had headache, I have not had cold, flu, or any of that, what's referred to as common illnesses. And I took my last shot in 1964 in the military. I don't do any shots. I don't take no medicine.
Did you got any COVID shot to come here?
No, I don't take shots. That's the reason I'm here. That's the reason I've been traveling lately.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't need shots. Your body is designed to take care of itself. And if you give it what it needs, it will protect you from any kind of disease. And that's what's 42 years, So,
wow.
Living proof.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much, Baba Hodari. I'm going to continue with my questions. But then, if I'm going to, follow what people are saying, somebody say, I admire you for making the decision to leave America. This place is not fast. That's somebody said. And then the same person, that is from Synovia really, she also asks you a question. As you can see the question mark on the screen. She says, "Say, was it hard to leave your family behind?"
No, like I said, I didn't really make a decision to leave America. Like everything else, the decision was made for me. I realized that back in 2007, as I always travel a lot. Usually I was going out of the country about twice a year somewhere, and I realized that as I was traveling places, I was looking for a home. Spirit had told me to prepare myself to leave America. And I came here and spent the summer of 2008 in Ghana. Came to Ghana for the first time. Came to Ghana to stay 11 days. When time to leave, I came with a group. I couldn't leave. My spirit wouldn't let me go. So I extended, and a group went back, and I stayed on, and when the time come to leave again, I couldn't leave yet. So I visited Benin and Togo, came back to Ghana, and I ended up staying here for 3 months before I went back to America.
You were supposed to spend 11 days.
11 days.
Ended up spending
3 months.
3 months. How did you manage to do that? Did you extend your visa?
Well, no, I've had a 5-year multi-entry visa.
Okay.
At the time.
Okay.
That it works out that way.
Wow.
And see, like I said, I listen to the Spirit. When the Spirit speaks, I listen.
Okay.
And that's what determines where I go and what I do. And that is, my life is so beautiful. What it's been through the years. As long as you following and obeying the Spirit, your life will be nice. No problem.
Okay. So you all heard what our father Baba Hodari is saying. Literally, what he means is that in this world, you should go to where your spirit tells you to go, and you should live at where your spirit tells you to live. I think that is what I can learn from what he's saying. But then, like I said, we still have a lot to talk about. Maybe we might not end everything today. Just like he said, when you take when a person takes 80 years to live and has to share experiences, if we're gonna put it in episodes, if we're gonna put this video in episodes, it will have to be from episode 1 to episode 80.
Yeah, but let me make one thing clear now. I'm really saying that my spirit, it's not my spirit talking to me. It's the spirit of the universe, or you may call it God. Some people have God, the universe is interchangeable for me, but it's the spirit of the universe and the ancestors that speaks. And it speaks to all of us. I'm sure you heard people said, I had something happen, they said, I knew I shouldn't have done such and such. Something told me not to, but that's the spirit speaking to you. And as long as you obey that spirit, you'll be fine.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so Baba Hodari, I'm gonna be based on your experience, asking you all of these questions. So when you first came to Ghana and then you went back, you came back, when you finally made the decision or took the decision to live in Ghana, how do you see the food? Have you been liking the food?
Oh yeah, I made many trips to Ghana before I moved here a little over a year and a half ago. The first time after I stayed here for 3 months, I went back to America and I had cultural shock. When I got back to New York, where the airport there, I was going up the escalator and I got at the top and I just froze. And it took me a while to get myself together to move into there. I mean, it's like stone madness. And when I left there, I was thinking at the time that I was coming back to Ghana to live. I was planning to move back here. See, those are my plans. Ancestors had other plans for me. That's when I wound up going to Belize, Central America, and spending over 10 years there before I came to Ghana. I wanted to be in Ghana all this time. In fact, I came here in 2017. I came and stayed 2 months. 2018, I came and stayed 3 months. 2019, I came and stayed 4 months.
Okay.
And I left 2020 in February and came back 2020, February 21, almost to the same day.
Wow.
But all that was directed by the Spirit. It wasn't me, because if it left to me, I've done something else on my own.
Wow. Yeah. So somebody just asked a funny question here, but I should have answered the call. I should have answered the question, but I want you to answer it. Somebody said, okay, so now let me come to this comment before the question. In the meantime, Golden Heart said hello. Yeah, she's from the viewers.
Yes.
And then Sheila Y. Love Sun said hello. I'm really enjoying listening to the both of you. I'm currently living in Clinton, MD, and retired from the VA. It's awesome that you were in the Air Force. You can see the comments. So another sister, Veronica J, said, amen. People back centuries ago never had shots. They use herbs and food for healing. People trust in man too much. That's what you said.
Mm.
You didn't hear what she said? She said, amen to your prayers. I mean, to what you said. And then she said, people back centuries ago never had shots. They used herbs and food for healing. People trust in man too much. That's what she said.
And the herbs is still good for healing. It's better than the chemical stuff you get, the drugs you get, what they call legal drugs.
Yeah. And then Synovia really said, Asi, it means Midasi. Like, you understand the word Midasi?
Midasi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And then Tim George says, Tim George, this is the question that I was going to tell you about. She said, what made Ghana the most magnetic of all countries? I don't know if she's talking about all countries in Africa, in West Africa, in North Africa, in South Africa, in East Africa, or all countries in the world. She did not make her question clear, but I don't know what she really meant. So, but I think she's talking about Africa. So she said, what made Ghana the most magnetic of all countries?
That one, I really can't say. I like Ghana. A lot of people have asked me about Ghana, but I've only visited 5 countries, and they're all West African countries so far.
Which are the countries?
I visited, of course, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. Those are the only countries I have visited in Africa so far. But I plan to do more.
Okay, so if I may ask, what made you to finally settle in Ghana after visiting Sierra Leone, Liberia, Togo, and Benin, right?
I think
Ghana is a fifth.
I think Ghana, I think it being the first country, and Ghana, I think in terms of I've reached out on the thanks to Kwame Nkrumah. I reached out to people, especially in the diaspora in America, and I think that has a lot to do with the just what was done here, being the first and the leader, this early leadership. I think all that, because people know, like throughout the West, we started read about a lot of this is the circle that I came in. We studied a lot of African history, and we knew a lot about the leadership and the various ones, and Ghana's always been like stood out in terms of that. So I think that's what attracts a lot of people to Ghana as opposed to. There are a lot of people going to other countries too. I know people in quite a few other countries.
Okay.
Who left, from the West.
Okay. And then Joyce Bivin said, Prince Ayuko and Baba, my dad was also in the US Air Force. Though I was 2 years of his passing. That is when her father died. She was 2 years. But her father was also a member of the US Air Force. Yeah. May his soul rest in peace. So Synovia really said, Baba, how was it living in Belize compared to Ghana? You are asking the questions much more than I do.
So how was it living
in Belize?
In Belize?
Much, when you compare living to Belize in Ghana, like, how was it?
Belize is very nice. In fact, Belize is like a carbon copy of Ghana. Belize is so much like Ghana. If you take away all the people, Belize and Ghana is so much alike. So I can take pictures of places in Belize and pictures of places in Ghana. You couldn't tell the difference.
You told me this.
They're very much alike.
Some pictures, but you told me that.
But the people is a bit different. Belize has, there's the cultural in Ghana, and everything is quite different. It's better. There in Belize, you have a lot of different people all mixed up. There you have about 5 or 6 different ethnic groups, and so it's
5 or 6 different ethnic groups. Oh, then Belize is much smaller.
Yeah,
Belize we have over 50
Belize is only
ethnic.
that big.
Yeah, we have.
In fact, it has. When I moved there, it had less than 300,000 people.
Oh.
in the whole country.
Oh, that is small.
And another
It's
interesting
like a
thing,
fingertip.
not only that, 49.7% of the total population were 15 years old and under.
What?
A country of children.
I remember you saying that when you go to Belize, they will first of all use the children to test you. If the children is okay with you, then they are okay with you. But when the children...
That was in Guam, Japan.
Guam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Guam,
yeah.
island of Guam in Japan. Where that was. Belize is...
So in Guam, Japan, when you go there, if the children like you, you see. If they don't like you...
Yeah, if the children accept you, then the adults accept you. The children didn't have anything to do with the adults. I mean, that was back in the 60s when I was in the military.
Wow. Oh, we're learning so much. Okay, so Baba Hodari, like I've been talking to you sometimes, you know, in Ghana, there was something we call, or there was a campaign. I took it more like a campaign that we call, the government of Ghana called that the year of return. And a lot of, you know, our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, not only from the US, you know, from the US, from the Caribbean, from all over the world, you know, they decided to repatriate in Ghana. Was that a meaningful mission? Did it make any good yield? Did it went well with the people who were coming with regards to getting passports, like Ghanaian passports and citizenship, and just, you know, kind of coming home as home, to live at home?
Well,
peacefully.
From my experience, the people I know, like the same meetings, all the people that I met with in the group where I went tonight, they are from different parts of the world, you know, from some from the US, UK, and from all over in the diaspora. And most people find it kind of disappointing in the government in that I think the majority of people feel that it wasn't really a sincere thing in terms of really wanting people to come here, that the way things work out is more or less, it's more like they want you to come, to bring you money to spend, but they don't really, this is the government now. People are different. You know, there's a government and there are the people. And the evidence of that is the fact that I remember many our people were taken throughout the world years ago from Africa. We are the descendant.
Yeah.
So we're coming home
to live.
And if your child left, and their descendant come home, you don't treat them like you treat everybody like your enemy. So, I mean, we have to go through the same process as the European, Chinese, and all of them. We wait all this time to get citizenship. You see, if they were serious about that, well, it's right now they're trying to do something about it, supposedly. And I think that's because there's a lot of pressure put on by the people who are here. In terms of, I mean, how you don't treat your family the same way you treat the enemy, you know? So that's the thing, but hopefully things will change.
All right, so this is what I have to contribute about it, because I'm also going through that struggles as well. I've not had my Ghana card, which they say every Ghanaian should have. You know, the main reason why I want to have my Ghana card is because of, you know, official things that I have to do with the card.
Oh yeah, you need it to be able to function like you normally would.
Like, So, quite apart from the official things that I have to do with my Ghana card, if I have nothing to do officially with my Ghana card, you know what? I'll just sit at my home in Tamale, just be there, I can travel to all over Ghana. Nobody can ask me, where are you from? You know, nobody can tell me you are not supposed to travel in Ghana without a Ghana card. You understand? But you know, due to this due to the changes in the system, due to this so-called civilization that we talk about every day, this is why I tell my friends and my people, I tell them that, you know what, this current civilization is not helping us. It is not helping us because, first of all, I'm a Ghanaian. I have a Ghanaian passport. I even look at the Ghanaian passport to be much more than the Ghana card. From my point of view, that is how I see it. Because when I take a Ghanaian passport, or let's say the Ghanaian passport, for instance, that I have, I can travel with it all over the world. The best thing they have to do is to just take a look at it, and they know that I'm a Ghanaian. If there's anything they can contact, you know, the particular embassy in Ghana or at where they are to go to. That's why every passport has got a number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but with this Ghana card, to me, I think it is good to have it at the same time, have your Ghana card. But you see, this is one thing about the system in Ghana. I'm going to contribute to what you just said about the year of return. You see, in Ghana, the government will implement a particular program, but they wouldn't have the necessary, you know,
infrastructure
to work
organization.
You understand? I went and registered for my Ghana card in 2019. 2020, 2021, 2022. Over 1 year, over 3 years, I still did not get the card.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
No, this comes from every place I've gone. Government is traditionally disorganized. I found in all the countries that I've spent time in, the governments tend to deal with programs and stuff. Now, there are some areas, some places, they're efficient to get things done in a really timely manner. But by and large, governments are not the most organized organizations.
Yeah. So I know there are a couple of people who are watching me who might be very closer to the government institutions or even to the president himself. We are not saying that the Ghana card is not good, but what I am saying, especially me, what I'm saying is that, you see, as the government, of Ghana, when you want to get people registered to have their Ghana cards, you should also put in place, the infrastructure that can get people registered without going through all kind of drama, going through all kind of, waste of time and all of these things. Let me tell you one thing. Sometimes when a person is supposed to go and register for the Ghana card from morning till evening without going to work, it is bringing the country backwards. The time that he can use to go and work, he's spending that time, maybe like a week or weeks, following to get the Ghana card. So whoever is listening as a politician, closer to the government or whatever, this is an advice that I'm gonna tell you to do. It affects Ghanaians and it affects our economy as well. So I'm not just doing this as a sabotage or saying this as a sabotage, but I'm really on point with what I'm saying. If you have the common sense to understand, you understand what I'm saying. When it's time for me to vote, I can decide to vote or not to vote. No one can come to my house and pull me to go and vote. I always say that. If I want to go and vote, I will go and vote. If I don't want to go and vote, I will be at my home. You see, I have the right to vote, but at the same time,
you have the right not to vote.
Yeah. So it's all about what it is. Okay, so let's not spend so much time on this because it's too upsetting and so confusing. Okay, so Baba Hodari, I know a whole lot of people all over the world want to embark on the repatriation back to Africa, especially in this time, as the world is going through so many struggles, so many problems, each and every day, people are really trying to do whatever they can to move back to Africa to stay. Some people are coming to stay because where they are is not going well. Some people are coming to stay because where they are, they think it doesn't belong to them, and they think Africa belongs to them. Not only Ghana, not only West Africa, in Africa, any part of Africa. So as someone who has been traveling, who has finally decided to live in Africa, what kind of advice do you have for them, for both people?
I think what people have to realize, from where they are. I mean, and a lot of the situation has to do with the individual, like I stated many times. When you leave, a lot of people have problems. See, our problems are usually, a lot of our problems are internal. People are looking outside of them for solution that you should look inward for. I've always said that for every problem, there's a spiritual solution, and that's the disconnect. See, if you're spiritually connected, as I stated earlier, the universe, you will be, guys, you know where you need to be, and you can find the happiness and joy is something from within. You don't get that from the outside. And that's what most people look for outside to find their peace, their happiness, and their joy. And if you got that, you got it inside, you can deal with any situation. You come in and you can still be at peace.
Okay.
Like me, I've been in a situation that I wouldn't prefer to be in, but it wasn't a problem for me because I know who I am, I know where I stand. And I've always advised people like that. I told people, say, wherever you go, you're going to take you with you. So if you don't change, I do a lot of counseling, especially young people. I tell them, I say, the change has to come with you. You have to be that you want to see in the world. And this is the thing I was talking to sister earlier today. Like, people would say things like, I'm going to leave this place, I'm going to do this, and I'm going here, and this place is not, I don't like it here, that stuff doesn't. So the problem is not the place, the problem is inside of them. If they leave that place and go to another place, they're going to have the same problem because they carry it in them from this place to that place. And you see people, you're on the run all the time, you never get this place to settle down until we come to the reality that our problem is within. That our problem is a spiritual problem. No matter what your religion or concept or who you call God or whatever, your problem is a spiritual problem. I talk about all the time. And I think it's a lack of understanding, a lack of education. Because I tell people many times, if you have to pray to whoever you consider to be your God, if you have to pray to your God over and over and over again for the same thing, there is something wrong, either with you or your God. Because with me, I do all my prayers are prayer of thanksgiving. And you don't have to go beg God for anything. No. But people got this concept in their mind, You don't have to be yelling and shouting and carrying on because your God, unless it's hard to hear it, you don't need that, Yeah. But that's, like I said earlier, we are part of our society, and this is the kind of thing that we pick up when coming up in the society. And you find people out here doing things that are not beneficial. People have so many problems. Life is not really a problem. It's not a bad thing. It can't be much either. People create the struggle and the problem in life. It's all with the mind, the ego, the mind, how you think. What creates problem is resistance. The whole time you have to accept the reality of life, and you have your choice to be whatever you want to do, what you want to do, but you're going to have to accept the reality of that, what comes from that, you know. So you can change it anytime you decide.
Yeah. I'm quietly listening because I'm here for the wisdom, and I think our brothers and sisters who are watching and who are yet to watch are also there, at least to have a share of your wisdom. I think what Baba Hodari has said makes sense so much. But then what I've learned about it is that, you see, in Ghana we have something we call common sense.
Well, you know, common sense is not always so common. It's true. That's something I learned that. Common sense is not always so common.
Okay.
A lot of people don't have that.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
indeed.
All right, so Baba Hodari, we're still going, we're still going, we're still going, we're still going. And you know what I'm going to ask you? You know, we have a lot of brothers and sisters from Africa who are trying to migrate to Europe, Asia, to America, to any part of the world, quite apart from Africa,
I talked with
to seek greener pastures, you know, through the use of these canoes and boats to cross the ocean to get into, like, especially Spain, Morocco, Algeria, Libya. These are the sources that they use. Libya, Algeria, Morocco. These are the three countries that
they can get to those.
They get into Spain.
They can't get to the US so easy, but they want to go there too.
So, what advice do you have to tell them, especially to you, the one who are here? You know, when they break, day in, day out. You see, when I came here, I showed you my farms, right? And I even tell you what we are doing. And I showed you the brothers who are at my farms working.
Yes.
You understand? They are 4 brothers. I'm just going to tell you this before you share what you have to advise them. These brothers are 4 brothers. And they took 1 week to weed 9 acres of land. 1 week, that's 7 days. And then took 4 days to weed my 5 acres of land plus another 2 acres. And now they are about to go into another 2 acres. Meanwhile, some work is already pending, waiting for them. What do you have to share with them, especially to you who has been here? I mean, who know there is other opportunities? Because I know in the Volta region your group is doing some farming there.
Yes, I worked with farmers, and not only farmers, I talk to people, especially young people, all the time. And I run across quite a few who have this idea about going to the US, going to the UK, going to different places. But a lot of it is well, I think it's a lack of education, lack of knowledge about what's going on in those countries, what the reality is in those countries. And the same thing I tell people with this, about this, you see me advertising all the time about jobs in Canada, jobs in the US. Canada and the US, they have people homeless, sleeping on the bridges and stuff. Now, where you going to hide? You know, there's something wrong. The country going to bring you from thousands of miles across the sea to work for them. And they got all these people around there that don't have no work. The unemployment rate is extremely high. And then, you know, but people don't think, you know, like that. And I tell people, you know, you go into these places, you don't know what's going on there because all they show you is the beautiful thing. Like when you live in, I tell people all the time, you know, like what the people should do. I tell brother to work, do everything you can to build your own country. You're sitting on gold, your gold mine. Why you don't trade that out for somebody, someplace else over there? make your country what you want it to be. But this, again, is not taught in the schools or anywhere. People don't realize, and people don't understand the how much impact as people that can have on the country. You don't have to wait. A lot of people don't know, especially in most places, waiting on the government to do things. There's a lot of stuff people can do that. I tell people all the time, you buy local products. Every opportunity you get, instead of buying the import the stuff from the other places, and the things you can do to improve your business and hire other people, expand. And the thing you do, and a lot of things don't take a whole lot of money. A lot of people think that they got to have a lot of money for everything, So I talk to people all the time about that, You don't have to leave, but the mentality is, this is terrible. I want to get out. Everybody trying to get out. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. They're trying to get out. They're trying to get away. And they go and find something, that thing, they're all saying that the grass always looks green on the other side of the fence until you get there. A lot of people, I talked to this one brother I met before I left Belize. I was trying to get these things in Belize. You can't send money from Belize to Ghana. So I was trying to send some money to two people here. And one of them had a cousin in the U.S. So I made the connection with his cousin, and he and I got acquainted and talking. So I sent the money from Belize to him. And he was sending it from the U.S. to Ghana for the people. But the point about him, he told me that he was driving, I think, like 60 miles, 120 miles per day back and forth to work. He had a wife and 3 children. He wanted to come back to Ghana, but he can't get enough money ahead to move to Ghana. He was sick of the U.S. He'd taken everything. He was working 2 jobs. He's taking everything he had to keep his family going. And he said he can't just get enough money ahead to come home. And there are a lot of people in that situation. People, and not just from Ghana, from other places around.
Yeah.
Stuck in America.
Yeah. Let me come to the comment section. So, Sister Sylvia really said, Baba, have you always lived in South Carolina?
No, I was born in South Carolina. I actually only lived there for a short while. I spent most of my years in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where I consider home. And like I said, I went in the military. And after I came out, a few years later, I went to, I actually moved to Chicago for 2 years. I went to work with Delta Airlines as an aircraft mechanic.
Aircraft mechanic?
Hodari.
Put it in.
I spent 2 years in Chicago working for Delta, and I transferred to Atlanta.
As an aircraft mechanic?
Yeah, so I retired as an aircraft mechanic. Yeah, I've done a lot of mechanical work. I was a certified auto diesel mechanic with General Motors Corporation for 3.5 years.
About Hodari, I wish I would have met you in your heydays.
But you see, I developed a lot of skills.
I've learned so much from you.
I developed a lot of skills over the years. I work heating and air conditioning. I always loved doing new things and learning. So as a result, I went to a lot of schools. We go to schools for different things. And in the jobs that I worked, especially with General Motors Corporation, well, first in the Air Force, you always get what they call remedial training. And especially in the aircraft, you have to be updated because always new ways of doing things, new product coming out. So you have to go to school. Sometimes it's only a week, 2 weeks, a month to learn about new systems and stuff. And I've always had this thirst for knowledge. And it paid off over the years. So you'd be amazed at the number of different things that I've done in my lifetime, especially in the area of mechanics. I worked on pretty much everything but a train and a few other, but most I've done cars, trucks, small appliances, equipment, and all that kind of stuff, rebuilding motors and stuff. But we have all of this. See, we all have this.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the other thing I teach people. We came all this potential.
Mm-hmm.
My father told me when I was he says, you don't really learn anything in this life. He said, all this schooling and stuff is going to help you to remember what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you were created, you were given everything.
Mm-hmm.
And some people develop some skills, but they still have the potential for it. But some develop their skills, some develop others.
Yeah, okay, so Baba Hodari, this question that I'm going to ask you is going to be a very big question, so you should get ready for that. I know you have to get ready for that because you are going to share your point of view or your opinion about it. You know, in life, nothing is impossible, right?
Nothing is impossible.
Okay. So, you know,
believe.
You gotta
believe that.
Okay. And you know, sometimes there are some people, they have the capability of doing it.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they feel like I can't do this.
Fear.
Or I can't do that or do this or like what do you think about it?
That's the thing that stops people to say, if you think you can't, then you can't. A lot of people tell me all the time, well, you can't do it. I said, no, you can't do it. I can. Because I always feel like I can do anything. You know, people, that's mighty bold and arrogant. I said, no, I said, I was created that way. I said, you created in the image of God, you know. Is there something God can't do? But
there's nothing that God cannot do.
When people ask me, because a lot of people say now, I said, man, people ask me now, is there anything you can't do? I says, I don't know, I haven't run into it yet. So you do? I said, well, I said, look at it this way. No, this is the kind of mindset and idea you got to have to really get to where you're trying to go if you really want to go any place. I said, if man has done it, I can do it. If man has never done it, I could probably do it.
Wow.
I mean, you got to have that kind of mindset and that kind of thinking to move into what you want to get into. So everything everything goes through the mind. If it doesn't reach the mind, it doesn't exist. I mean, everything goes through the mind. The mind controls. If you can control your mind. But most people, they don't understand that kind of knowledge, you know.
So, Baba Hodari, I think your explanation or your answer to the question is very good and it's very inspiring. But then there's one other question that I want to ask you, especially with this current generation. You know, each and every day, the generation keeps changing. It keeps changing. But it's not actually changing in a very positive way. It's like it's changing in a kind of backwards,
negative.
You know, the way children used to respect elderly people, they don't do that anymore. The way children used to learn, they don't do that anymore. The way children used to be obedient to their parents and everything, now it is declining.
Definitely.
So, what do you think is the cause of it, and what do you think would be a better solution to it, with your point of view?
I think in terms of, I'm not hard on kids, I'm a champion for the children. I think the problem is not with the children, the problem with the adults.
Okay.
Children do what they see us do. Okay. And it's the society as a whole, the things that accepted and allowed in society. And the kids, they came up with the same thing. Think about all the murder and stuff going on the televisions and all the things, how much kids see these days in the street and everywhere. Things that are set accepted by the general society. So this is the kids. I mean, they have, like I said earlier, we're a product of our environment. You know, and whatever kind of environment you came up in, that's what's going to determine your outcome. And these days in time, I mean, I feel sorry for the children. I'm thankful that I'm not a child in this times. I'm grateful for the time that I came and the experiences that I've had when I've gone through. So I understand people that talk, these bad kids. No, the kids are not bad. They just haven't had the right kind of influence and love and caring in their life to bring them to a different place than where they are.
Okay. Baba Hodari, you've shared so much with us tonight, and we are like, I think we've spent an hour right now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna go to the comment section.
Okay.
Before we wrap up the conversation. Son of Africa said, "What's up, brothers? Yeah, we cool. We're living our best life."
Yes.
Yeah. Son of Africa said, "Peace, Baba. I remember from church, just stopping by to say hello." Tim Jones said, "Greetings from Bristol, UK. Lovely listening to conversation. Where do you think Ghana will be in 20 years?"
In 20 years?
Yeah.
That's a hard one to guess. Hopefully it will be way beyond where it is now. But we're going to have to get better leadership. I've been advocating people, don't vote for people who've been trained and who've been educated and trained by the West. But when they take people, they train them, they prepare them to work in their interests. And all these people that are going to school in the West and they're training and stuff, I don't know. I thought you need to quit voting those folks in.
Okay, so this is my part of the answer to the questions as to where Ghana will be in the next 20 years. And I'm gonna be honest with my answer. You see, Ghana gained its independence on the 6th of March 1957 from our colonial masters. That's from the Britain or from the British. The first political party to be formed in Ghana was the United Gold Coast Convention, the UGCC. And as a matter of fact, it didn't have any good yield until Kwame Nkrumah formed his own political party and helped Ghana to gain its independence together with some of his people or some Ghanaians. But then when you look at the era of our independence and you look at the accomplishments during that time, you can tell where Ghana will be. I can tell where Ghana will be within the next 20 years. See the electricity that we use in Ghana. The dam that provides our electricity. Akosombo Dam. You know Akosombo, right?
Yeah, I know.
And you know the dam. Yeah, so the dam was built by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
I know.
The Tema Harbour, which is our main port in Ghana, was built by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Most of the universities and the tertiary institutions in Ghana, most of the hospitals, most of the biggest facilities that we have in Ghana here that our governments get their money from. Not only this current government, right from the time of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah up to date. Most of the major institutions that the government gets the money from was built within that time. And then why is it that those establishments that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the previous governments that followed him within that years were able to do still works? And the current governments from now to the past 20 years, from now to the year 2000, let's say from now to the year 2000, and even from now to the past 20 years. Why is it that, most of what they did for Ghana is not working properly? This is due to corruption.
Oh, definitely.
This is due to, let me have all to myself. This is due to, partisanship, and this is due to kind of lack of good thinking. Because if these our leaders who are our political leaders are able to think that, okay, our predecessor, this is what they did to help the nation, this is what we came and met, what can we do to uplift it? If this is what is going to go on, at least I would be able to say that, from now to the next 20 years, Ghana will be closer to like Dubai or Dubai, some people call it, or maybe some kind of higher improvement.
I know what you mean.
But then the system is declining.
Oh, yeah.
The system is not moving up, it is rather declining. So when someone asks me that, where do I think Ghana will be? This year, when Ghana development is 70% this year in 2022, when somebody asks me that within the next 20 years, where will Ghana be? I will tell the person that within the next 20 years, Ghana will be around 20-25% backwards, unless our political leaders change their way of living and change their way of thinking, as well as change their way of managing the affairs of the country. Not only Ghana, this happens in the majority parts of the countries in the world, just like you said in this live stream. So this is what I have to tell my brothers and sisters, especially who are politicians. Sometimes some of us, when we come and tell you and start to see all of this, it is not that we hate what you're doing, but then we want to tell you the truth so that you have the feeling of the ordinary person. Put the ordinary person into your shoes and think about the ordinary person. Look at the floodings in Accra. Look at the floodings in Takoradi. Cars is being washed away on the streets. People is being killed by floodings and all of these things.
I know.
All of these things has to put in place.
That's the thing I could advise. Meanwhile, with all the governments, none of us dealt with this problem of flooding.
Yeah, and especially in Ghana, for instance, we have at least a couple of tourist sites. We have a couple of places that generates money every day. But even these places, like when I went to the Cape Coast Castle, I went to the Elmina Castles. Both Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle. These are places that our forefathers were being kept before they sent them to the part of other world, to the part of different places in the world.
But the descendant of that.
Yeah, but when you go to that place and see and look at what is going on, when you look at the number of people who visit those tourist sites, including other tourist sites that has nothing to do with that two castles, nobody will tell you that in a day the money that comes to the government coffers.
No, the money comes from all kinds.
You see, including taxes that we pay daily. But then look at the power outages that we have. Look at our road infrastructures. Look at the traffic in town. Look at everything. You see, just look at the living of Ghanaians. Look at the way things is being increased each and every day. When you look at all of these things, it doesn't make sense to us.
Yeah, but a lot of times they have the people bogged down. First, they're not educating the people properly. Got the people bogged down and struggling, trying to make a living from day to day. So they don't even stop to think about what's happening to them, especially the poor people really suffering more. And politicians, they're doing fine. You know, they send their kids to best school, they travel around the world, they got big bank accounts all around the world and stuff. And it's good, but it's a lack of, to go back again, it's a lack of the spirituality, the terrible corruption, and you don't have the leadership. Leadership makes a difference.
Yeah.
And another thing I like to put in here, we need one of the big problems here in Ghana and every country in the world just about, in terms of leadership. We remove our queens from their rightful place. And I've been saying for years to people, one of the big problems in all the politics and stuff, you got old men in most cases doing stuff. You need young people, you need feminine energy.
Exactly.
The universe operates on balance. You got all these men in here and they push the women aside and you have all these problems. You put women in there, it changes things.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Look at Rwanda. Rwanda is the latest, fastest growing country on the continent. Rwanda holds a distinction that no other country can claim in this world.
Yeah.
It has I think 68% of their government is women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at what's the other country I'm trying to think of? There's another country that's 50-50. They're doing better. Every place that you put a woman in a key position, there's an improvement.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
And that's because it's an imbalance, a terrible imbalance.
Yeah.
You even in a marriage or where you got to have balance. For it to work in harmony, to work properly.
Yeah, so just like what you said, even quite apart from these governments or these leaderships, when we talk about family, even within our homes, it takes a woman and a man to manage a family. Even when the woman and the man doesn't have children, they still have some extended family. They have some extended family. But it takes a woman and a man to what? Manage the affairs of a family.
That's
so I trust
the big way to child.
Yeah. All right, so family, I think I'm almost done with so many questions that I've asked. Joanne Hartley said, greetings, Chief. She's greeting me, and I'll say greetings to me and Baba. Okay, so she said, Baba has spoken the truth. Absolutely, the change is you. Some of our people is too outrageous. And she said, thanks, Baba.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, all right, so, Sylvia really said, Prince Ayoko and Baba Hodari, you two look very handsome tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, tonight is a night for, each and every black man or woman to come together to listen or to come around to listen. That is why I put on this my attire. I always like to wear my traditional outfits. Africa is me and I am Africa. Black is me and I am black. We are all one people. Regardless of wherever we come from, or no matter wherever we come from, we are still one people under one umbrella. But it all depends on the kind of perception or mindset that we have. If we have this perception and mindset, trust me, we're all going to live peacefully, just like we live in here. It's very peaceful.
You see, you have
when
to.
Baba is doing something, I'll go and support, help.
You got to reject.
I can remember on my first date, I cut off one of your plants.
Oh, man. That's the citronella. Yeah.
And Baba said, "Oh Jesus, you cut my." Oh, what did you say?
I don't remember. The reaction there. Hey, don't hurt the plant. You see, that's the other thing I like to say. it's not just about the people, it's about the universe, how you treat the universe. The things that you do, like say, waste not, want not. I don't kill it. I don't just like people just automatically, and this is again the society to kill everything. I see snake, something wrong. I don't kill it unless it's trying to mess with me. I let it go. Caught the bug and stuff like that.
The reason why I remember this particular incident is because of what we are talking about. You know, I was in the course of helping you to do your farming, but I didn't know it was a plant that you wanted. But in the course of that, you know, I nearly destroyed it until you told me that this plant is useful. But if it was to be someone, he would have been very, very upset with me. He would have not you.
I know, I understand.
There are some people, they are so crazy that when you do good to them, they don't think about the good that you did to them. When you mess up a little bit, or when you do a little bit of mistake, even sometimes when you did not do a mistake, they would never appreciate what you do. We have people like that.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them all the talk on and see that's a part of the problem. People don't consider the other person. Like you say, put yourself in the other person's place. See, I understood that. I mean, you didn't go out and just try to destroy the planet. You were helping me, but you just didn't know that this is that plant that you saved that plant. You see, but that's the way I approach life. Anyway, the same thing with. I had a lot of, especially American people come and people from the diaspora, put it that way. They complain about things here, and a lot of stuff, the things could be done better, could be done, but the people that do, they don't know. So I say, you shouldn't get angry with people, you should try to teach them. And show them the better way to do things, you know. Like I think I told you about the carpenter down there who was still using the hammer thing to make holes, a small screw hole. I told him, I said, brother, you get yourself a drill, you can drill a dozen and a half hole while you're doing one day. I said, you speed up your work, you increase your income, you can hire more people, you will feed 2 more families. And I explain, you know, and that's the one thing I'm fortunate. My father was, he was great at it. He teach, but he always explained. He tell you to do, he should explain why it's necessary. It's better to do it this way than that way. And I try to do that with people.
Okay, so let me see what people have to ask. Okay, so Richmond is here. His brother also wants to come around. Then, you know, he's also having the mission to come, but I don't know when. I've never spoken to him or talking to him about anything like that, but I can feel his vibes. So Richmond said, good evening, you all. Good to hear from you, Prince and Baba Hodari. Yeah, so to some of you who are watch us and those who are yet to watch us, you know, when I featured Baba Hodari on my channel, that was when I came here, and that was when he was farming. That was when I was very inspired and decided to show what he's doing so that people can learn. But when I showed that video, a lot of people were very inspired and wants to hear more from him. But at least I can say that tonight, Baba Hodari has shared like a day of his experience in life with us. Within his 80 years in life, he has shared like a half day or maybe like just a seconds of his experience with us. This is not all, but like I always tell you, if we're gonna continue to do so many things, you know, you can't use your both eyes to watch on one bottle. If you wanna see what is in a bottle, you have to use one eye to do what? To see what is in there. But when you try to use your both eyes to see what is in a bottle, you end up maybe losing your sight because you keep looking
cross-eyed.
So that's one thing I have to do. That's one thing I deal with proverbs and parables. Yeah, because there are most of these proverbs. It really works very well. So Baba Hodari, you wouldn't be able to get all the experiences from him tonight, including me. It will take me for the rest of my life to learn from him. And I pray that he will continue to live longer and longer and longer and longer and longer.
Oh, I'll be around for a while.
And I pray that Baba Hodari will be able to live on earth to fulfill his mission and to accomplish his mission.
Oh yeah, see, when I was given my mission, I was given what I need to carry it out. And time is a part of it, so I'll be around for a while. So I got to go a long way to go, you know, a lot to do. And it's not just the only thing. I'm learning as I go. So I've always had a thirst for knowledge ever since I was a child, even way back before I can even remember. They told me I asked questions as a baby, a young kid running around, so that should drive everybody crazy asking questions because I want to know, and I still do. I'm looking at things and trying to figure things out. And I learn a lot from the ant, the insect, and different the birds and different things, you know. Find out how they, you know, about their life and how their society and how they move socially and everything.
That's good. That's good. And somebody just said something here. This guy is one of those who are very inspired by what you're doing. He's called Soul Mystic Soul Mystic AUM. So he said, I would love to do what Baba is doing, growing food and living in tent with nature. In tune with nature.
That's the way to go.
With nature.
That's the way to go. And you always be having at ease. I never worry about anything.
That's good.
Because I know everything gonna be all right.
Just like Bob Marley said.
Yeah. Don't worry
about a thing.
Every little thing gonna be all right.
Everything gonna be alright. You don't worry.
Yeah, I would
about a thing.
It's never a good time to worry about anything. Because you can't do anything without worry. Only you do more damage. You stress yourself out and damage. But when you're worrying about stuff, because see, if you got a situation, if you can do something about it, then do it. If you can't do anything about it, then you can't. So don't worry about it. You know, worry never changes anything.
That's good.
Except damage your health.
Okay.
So I never worry. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, indeed, brother.
So Baba Hodari, you know what? I just like your vibes. As a matter of fact, I've met a lot of people, especially. This is Brother Deshini. This is Brother Deshini from Atlanta. Deshini. That's his Dagomba name. Yeah, he's called Deshini. Deshini is from Atlanta. Do you know what we call that is his Dagomba name? He is practicing the African tradition. You know, they choose some African names for themselves. So his African name is called Deshini from the Dagomba language of northern Ghana. And Deshini means it's like when you know something is worrying you or somebody is doing something to you that is bad or whatever, but you decide to take it and then just maintain your patience, waiting for the time. Like, take it but be quiet. Patiently.
I got my name. I changed my name in Atlanta. That was another February 25th, 1980. I went through a lot of positive change in 1980. That was the year I went to the court in Atlanta and filed a petition to change my name. That's when I took on the name.
You went to the court to change your name. That was hard.
The judge asked me and said, he said, you don't have to answer this question, just my curiosity. Why you decided to change your name? I told him, I said, once I studied and found out the truth about my ancestors and who I am, I said, I felt obligated to change my name. I said, the name that I got is a slave name that your people gave me, so I'm giving it back.
Wow.
He said, okay.
For your own name.
I gave rid of the whole thing.
That's what I mean. You're giving back the name that, you know, the oppressors gave you, and
Right.
you're getting back your own name.
I'm getting taking an appetite. I
That's
take
what
a
I mean
name
by
of
your
my
own name.
ancestors. So I took the last. We have rituals, naming ceremony and stuff in Atlanta, in the shrines of the Black Madonna Church. And I was given this name by sister. See, in the tradition society, a cow came with a name and a meaning, and as you know, the society raised them up to be that. And the society at large, a lot of places now, you look at a person, look at their character and what they do and everything, you give them a name to match that.
We do that same thing here.
Yeah, and that's the way I was given my name. But you have a choice to accept or reject. You can give yourself a name. But I took my name and went to court and had it changed. I had it changed on my birth certificate, driver's license, land deeds, everything. So till they got rid of it, that's when I started wearing African clothes. I got rid of the white man clothes. I wearing African clothes, everything. I try to connect with Africa as much as I could.
Okay, that's awesome.
In fact, they call me African. I never refer to myself as African American.
Yeah, I don't like
I'm
calling
African.
people that. I don't like calling people
I don't
that.
have
But
people-
sometimes
I
it's just
tell
what you can do
sisters
for
them-
people to understand.
At the
But
meeting
not
tonight, I
like
told her,
that.
she said, Miss, I said, no, not Mr. Baba.
Baba.
I said, Baba.
Baba, to those who don't know the meaning of Baba, it means an old man, or it means my father, or it could mean grandfather, or it could mean an elderly person. Baba is a general word for a person who is old, especially, older people. It's simply Baba. So,
Yeah, I always explain to people, don't call me Mr.
yeah,
Baba.
Baba.
Baba. So that's what it is. But you see,
All
you do everything to try to reconnect.
Yeah.
With I've been for years now trying to reconnect with Africa. And yeah.
Yeah.
Still working on it.
My last but final question. I know you like some vegetable foods, right? I know you like vegetable foods.
Oh, definitely.
So
variety.
Yeah. So far with the sauce that I cooked for you last week and today, ever since I've been here, these local dishes that I'm just for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner.
Delicious, love it. I really I'm checking out what's in it. I'm gonna be trying to make it, brother. I'll be producing. I've cooked for myself for years. Yeah.
All right, so family, I speak my 300 blessed love to you, index, blessed love to you, soul mystic, blessed love to you. That is brother Deshine. Or Deshina, they call you, blessed love to you. Sister Sylvia, really, blessed love to you. Really, I'm in Richmond. Veronica J, Sister Love to Travel with Wave, Joyce Bivens, and Joan Hartley, PF. Whoever is in the chat, if we are not able to call your name, don't vex. Maybe next time. But we wish you all of you a very wonderful evening, a very productive evening. And thank you so much to Baba Hodari.
Thank you
for giving me this opportunity to talk, for me to interview him, for him to talk to me and to talk to you all and to share his experiences and wisdom. That was so much. And I just want to tell him that I appreciate him so much for giving me the time and for giving you the time as well. Hopefully, sometime in the near future, we'll have some time again to talk. To those who will see Baba Hodari later that knows him, well, you can reach out to him. He's here, he's doing well, kicking, just about his business.
Kicking high. Yes, indeed.
So that's the blessing. Tim Jones, blessed love to you.
Yes,
have a wonderful weekend. We love you all.
Yes.
Always stay positive. Always try to be strong, even when you know you're falling. Raise up yourself. Always try to live in a very positive mindset. Try to always do what you can, to do what? To keep you going. Never try to underestimate yourself. And never try to think that you can't do it. You can do it. Just like how Baba Hodari is doing it. You can also do it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can do it. Each and everyone can do it. It all depends on how you manage your affairs and you think about what you can do. That is the most important thing that I have to share with you. Baba Hodari, your last words.
It's been a pleasure talking with you about everyone, and I have a lot to do in this life, so I'll be around for a long time, teaching and learning. Thank you all.
All right, so blessings to you all. Have a wonderful evening. Peace and blessings. God bless you all. That was a wonderful